In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 college basketball games happening on November 8, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Alabama versus St. John's. This matchup marks the Red Storm's first true test since their dramatic exit from March Madness. Their earlier win over Quinnipiac was decisive, but the Bobcats, while strong contenders within the NCAA, do not measure up to an opponent of Alabama's caliber. The Crimson Tide enter with the backing of SEC competition and top seed expectations for March, making them a clear step up in quality. For St. John's, this meeting serves as an ideal opportunity to re-establish momentum, and the odds reflect that expectation. Both teams opened the season with comfortable victories earlier this week, displaying plenty of scoring power in the process. Alabama held North Dakota to 62 points, showing early signs of improvement on the defensive end. St. John's allowed 74 to Quinnipiac, though their own offense ran smooth and consistent throughout that game. Each side handled business at home, but the context differs now. The Red Storm remain on their home floor, while Alabama travels for their first road contest. Last season, St. John's built their identity around a tough, balanced approach, finishing with the 29th best defense and the 67th best offense in the nation. Alabama, on the other hand, featured the country's most efficient offense, but struggled mightily on the defensive end, landing among the bottom 10 nationally. These contrasting profiles set up a fascinating clash of styles. Alabama thrives on pace, transition opportunities, and perimeter shooting. St. John's matches that intensity through defensive pressure, physical play, and an aggressive half-court presence that often frustrates opponents reliant on rhythm and spacing. When a high-speed, offense-first team meets one built on discipline and defensive structure, it usually turns into a battle of control rather than raw scoring. Add in the energy of a home crowd in New York, eager to see their team deliver after last year's disappointment in the round of 32, and the stage is primed for a fierce, emotional contest. As our first pick for this matchup, the St. John's Red Storm to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. According to last season's KenPom data, St. John's ranked 58th in tempo, while Alabama stood first overall. Neither team has deviated from its established pace or offensive approach, meaning the game at Madison Square Garden should unfold at a rapid clip. Both squads possess deep shooting talent and come into this matchup already in rhythm, having each shot better than 53% from the field on Monday. The result should be a fast, back-and-forth exchange, where offensive efficiency and tempo drive the narrative from start to finish. Expect both teams to trade blows and force each other into high-scoring stretches that keep the outcome uncertain until the final seconds, and possibly beyond. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. San Francisco versus Memphis. On Saturday, the San Francisco Dons will travel to FedEx Forum to meet the Memphis Tigers in what marks an early season test for both programs. San Francisco enters this matchup following a commanding 45-point home victory in their opener, showing sharp execution and confidence on their own floor. This contest, however, brings a different challenge, as the Dons will now play their first game away from home against a team with proven pedigree. Memphis begins its season here, bringing back a roster that finished last year with the 42nd best offense in the country. The Tigers' ability to score consistently made them one of the more dangerous units in their conference, and they now return to action in front of a home crowd eager for another strong campaign. San Francisco's defensive structure and perimeter shooting will be tested by a Memphis team that thrives on tempo and physical play in the paint. The Dons have shown discipline in half-court settings, but their ability to sustain intensity against a faster and more athletic roster remains uncertain. Memphis, led by experienced upperclassmen and a deep bench, should dictate pace and control the flow of possessions through their ball movement and scoring versatility. With both sides at very different points in their season rhythm, and the Tigers stepping onto their home floor for their debut, the setting favors the host to establish control early and maintain it throughout. As our first pick for this matchup, the Memphis Tigers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams bring veteran guard play, which points toward an up-tempo, fluid contest at FedEx Forum. The Tigers operated at one of the quickest rhythms in college basketball last season, ranking 32nd in possessions per game, while San Francisco also leaned toward a high-speed approach, averaging just over 71 possessions. That shared preference for transition basketball suggests an open court and plenty of scoring chances. Memphis, though strong offensively, showed lapses defensively during its 2 exhibition games, hinting that this lineup could have challenges on that end as the season develops. Some early signs even point to this possibly being one of the less cohesive defensive groups under Coach Hardaway. The Dons, while not as talented as the Razorbacks or the Tigers, remain one of the more balanced squads in the West Coast Conference and feature several capable scorers. Their pace and outside shooting should keep the scoreboard moving. All signs indicate a game that will feature quick possessions, frequent shot attempts, and extended stretches of end-to-end action. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Providence versus Virginia Tech. The Providence Friars will meet the Virginia Tech Hokies on Saturday afternoon at Mohegan Sun Arena in Connecticut as part of the Hall of Fame tip-off event. Both programs opened their seasons earlier this week with victories over lesser opponents, each starting at 1-0. However, Providence faced a much tougher time closing out Holy Cross than Virginia Tech did in its comfortable win over Charleston Southern. The Friars struggled from the perimeter, hitting fewer than 27% of their three-point attempts, and they allowed Holy Cross to shoot 50% from inside the arc while connecting on 11 threes. Their performance fell short of expectations, especially given the 24-point spread they were favored to cover. Virginia Tech, by contrast, enters this matchup with a reshaped roster full of promise and balance. The Hokies appear stronger than last season's 13-19-0 squad, thanks in large part to key additions through the transfer portal and international recruiting. Isaiah Pasha, a transfer from Delaware, brings stability and vision to the backcourt, serving as a reliable floor general to distribute the ball to a deep lineup of shooters. Among them is Neoklis Abdallas, a standout freshman from Greece who spent 2 seasons competing in the nation's top-tier HEBAA1 league and represented his country at the FIBA Under-20 Eurobasket tournament. Abdallas has already drawn attention as one of the most talented international newcomers in college basketball. Head coach Mike Young also secured Amani Hansberry to strengthen the front court, giving Virginia Tech improved rebounding and inside presence on both ends of the floor. Providence, under head coach Kim English, has built its identity around defensive toughness and physical play. The Friars aim to control tempo through energy, rebounding, and on-ball pressure, but their offensive structure remains a work in progress. Beyond newcomers, Jason Edwards and Jalen Sellers, reliable scoring options are limited. This imbalance poses a concern against a Virginia Tech team that spaces the floor well and can punish inconsistent defensive rotations. For Providence to compete, they will need to shoot at a higher clip than they did in their opener, something English's past teams have not consistently managed. With both squads still finding rhythm early in the season, the key factors will likely be perimeter efficiency and composure under pressure. As our first pick for this matchup, the Virginia Tech Hokies money line is our full game side pick. Both the Friars and Hokies impressed statistically in their openers, though context matters since each opponent was a mid-major. Saturday's game represents a much stiffer test and should reveal more about both rosters. Each team relies on young contributors, and while those freshmen provided a spark in their debuts, consistency is difficult to sustain once competition stiffens. Young players often press when momentum swings, and that tendency could surface again here as both sides adjust to a higher level of play. Last season, Virginia Tech ranked 295th in tempo according to Ken Pom, while Providence ranked 234th. Both teams return the same coaching staffs and tactical foundations, so dramatic changes in pace are unlikely. Expect a controlled, methodical game that prioritizes half-court execution over transition play, with both sides leaning on defensive principles to dictate rhythm rather than pace. The matchup should unfold with patience and deliberate ball movement, as each team seeks to limit mistakes and manage the flow of possessions. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Arkansas versus Michigan State. The Arkansas Razorbacks and the Michigan State Spartans will square off Saturday at Breslin Center in East Lansing for an early season matchup that brings contrasting styles and expectations. Michigan State enters this contest having won 17-1-0 of its last 18 home games, a testament to both consistency and the strong home court advantage that Tom Izzo's teams are known for. The Spartans' defensive intensity and depth often wear opponents down, particularly when playing in front of their home crowd. Arkansas, meanwhile, faces a potential setback with key guard Carter Knox dealing with a toe injury that kept him out of their last outing. The Razorbacks rely heavily on perimeter scoring and fast-paced offense, and any limitation to Knox's availability could reduce their offensive rhythm. Against a Michigan State defense that finished among the top 5 nationally in adjusted defensive efficiency last season, Arkansas will need near-perfect execution to stay competitive. Michigan State's physicality and depth make them well-suited to counter Arkansas's explosive guard play. Inside, Jackson Kohler offers a reliable scoring option and rebounding presence, while Jeremy Fears Jr. provides stability in the backcourt with strong decision-making and tempo control. The Spartans' frontcourt pairing of Kohler and Carson Cooper can contest Arkansas's athletic big man Trevin Brazil, limiting second-chance opportunities and forcing tougher looks around the rim. On the perimeter, Fears' on-ball defense and Cohen Carr's length add pressure to the Razorbacks' young rotation. Arkansas enters this matchup following a 32-point home victory in their opener, while Michigan State comes in off an 11-point win at home. Both teams begin the year at 1-0-0, though Michigan State has the advantage of staying in familiar surroundings for a second straight game. Statistically, the Spartans held a stronger profile last season, ranking 44th nationally in defense while averaging wins by more than 10 points per contest. Their combination of size, rebounding, and defensive balance makes them a tough challenge for any opponent early in the year, especially inside Breslin Center. As our first pick for this matchup, the Michigan State money line is our full game side pick. Shooting efficiency will likely determine the pace and outcome of this matchup. Michigan State's biggest issue last season was inconsistency from three-point range, finishing near the bottom nationally at just over 31%. Arkansas was only slightly better at 32%. Both programs feature disciplined defenses that limit easy scoring, and each finished among the top 20 nationally in defensive efficiency a year ago. These numbers point toward a slower, more methodical game than the line might suggest. The Spartans' recent history supports that pattern, as the under has hit in 12 of their last 15 contests. Given both teams' defensive strengths and tendency to control tempo, a total closer to 145 points would align more realistically with expected scoring output. A final score near 75-72 seems within reason, as neither side appears built to push deep into the upper 70s against this level of defensive resistance. The matchup has all the markings of a low-scoring, physical battle that favors half-court execution over transition play. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Oklahoma versus Gonzaga. The Oklahoma Sooners will travel to Spokane on Saturday night for a non-conference matchup against the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Both programs enter at 1-0-0 after decisive wins on Monday, setting the stage for a test that will measure early season form. Gonzaga has controlled this series in recent years, winning the last 3 meetings by double digits, and will once again look to assert its dominance on its home floor. Gonzaga begins this season with considerable expectations after falling short of the second weekend in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2014. The Bulldogs open ranked 8th nationally at KenPom and stand as clear favorites to capture another West Coast Conference title. Their strength starts in the front court, where Braden Huff and Graham Ike form one of the most polished interior duos in college basketball. Both players averaged double figures last season, combining scoring touch with physical rebounding presence. Their size and efficiency should create consistent matchup problems for Oklahoma throughout the game. The Sooners, ranked 57th at KenPom, face an uphill task in trying to contain Gonzaga's post-play and second-chance scoring. Rebounding was a major issue for Oklahoma last season, and unless they improve significantly on the glass, the Bulldogs' big men could control the paint from start to finish. Gonzaga showed that strength in their opener, pulling down 19 offensive rebounds against Texas Southern. If that trend continues, the Zags could dictate tempo and maintain long offensive possessions that wear opponents down. Both teams opened the season with dominant wins, though the settings differ this time. Gonzaga is coming off a 55-point home victory and will stay in Spokane for this contest, while Oklahoma travels for its first road test after winning by 36 points at home. Statistically, Gonzaga held the second-best offense in the nation last season and opened this campaign by scoring 98 points. The Bulldogs' ability to blend pace with efficiency makes them a difficult assignment for any defense, especially one still seeking rhythm in the front court. As our first pick for this matchup, the Gonzaga Bulldogs to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams displayed potent offensive form in their openers, lighting up the scoreboard with balanced scoring across the roster. Each side produced at least 45 points in both halves, demonstrating rhythm and depth in their offensive execution. Oklahoma surpassed 100 points, shooting with confidence and pace, while Gonzaga posted a similar offensive explosion behind efficient ball movement and inside-out scoring. Each team featured 5 players in double figures, showing multiple scoring threats capable of stretching defenses and maintaining pressure throughout the game. Veteran leadership was also evident on both sides, as experienced guards guided new contributors through early adjustments. This combination of maturity and offensive cohesion bodes well for a fast-paced, high-scoring matchup. Historically, both programs have leaned toward the over, as shown by their combined record of 41-27-1 last season in totals. Given their similar scoring tendencies and offensive firepower, the pace should stay brisk from start to finish with plenty of possessions and scoring opportunities on both ends of the floor. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.